Hi guys, it's Miss Simon. So I wanted to make this video today to help you guys out with science. So we are switching back over to science. Remember yesterday you watched a couple ed puzzles and you learned about speed. So remember from the ed puzzles you should have learned that we know that speed is how fast something is going. And the two things that we need to calculate speed are distance and time. So this entire unit is going to be about forces and motion. So today what we're going to focus on is we're going to focus on that distance piece. So we're going to learn a little bit more about distance and how distance goes into calculating speed. So as always, guys, make sure that you have your science notebook. Anything that I highlight, you need to make sure you write down in your notes. So let me share my screen here and we'll get started. All right, so at the top of your notes, go ahead and please put motion review. Motion review. So remember when motion is meaning movement, okay? And we're going to talk about specifically distance is what we're going to talk about today when it comes to motion. So distance, for example, go ahead and put that down, distance. If you are trying to measure how far you're going to need to walk to get to a chalkboard or the whiteboard in the front of the classroom, that would be a measurement of distance, okay? How far away is your teacher's desk from your desk? So how far away is my desk from your desk that would be in the classroom? That again, you would be measuring distance. How many steps do you have to take to reach the bathroom? Another way that you're going to measure distance. How far away something is distant. Okay, so distance is how far away something is. And you can use a lot of different measurements to measure distance. It might be feet, it might be inches, it might be yards, okay? Depending on how far away something is will depend on what type of distance measurement you will use. But again, distance is just how far away something is. So all of those questions, how far away is the teacher's desk? How far does it take to get to the bathroom? Okay, all of those have something in common. Blank is how we measure how far away an item is. So distance is how we measure how far away an item is. Okay, so go ahead, put that down in your notes and add in distance there. Distance is how we measure how far away an item is. So for example, the chalkboard is 7 steps away. It is how far away the chalkboard is 7 steps. The distance to the chalkboard is 7 steps. The desk is 3 steps away. The distance to the desk is 3 steps. The distance to the bathroom is 29 steps. So again, distance is how we measure how far away an item is. Now, when we're talking about distance, guys, distance, there are many different units of measurement all around the world. Okay, in America, we use inches and feet as our basic units of measurement. And these are known as US standard units. So go ahead and put this down, please. Units of measurement at the top. So in America, we use inches and feet as our basic units. And that's known as US standard units. So in America, we use something called US standard units to measure distance. Now, I always say that America likes to be different than everybody else, okay? Because we do. A lot of times we do like to be different. Because the whole rest of the world uses something that we call the metric system, okay? The United States just needs to be different and use the US standard units, but the whole rest of the world uses the metric system. So in many other countries, such as Spain, France, and Germany, meters are the basic unit of measurement known as the metric system. Okay, so meters are our basic unit of measurement in the whole rest of the world, and we call that the metric system. The metric system is much easier to understand and calculate things in, so I'm not really sure why the United States has to be different and use the US standard units, okay? The metric system is what the rest of the world uses, and it's a lot easier to convert things. Also, all science is done using the metric system. So go ahead and put that down. Scientists use the metric system as their basic unit of measurement. So all calculations of measurements and distance in science are done using the metric system. Which again, I don't know why the US doesn't use the metric system. We just have to be different. All right, moving right along. So the farther away something is, the what its distance from you. So if it's the farther away, is our distance going to be less or greater? You said greater, you are correct. So the farther away something is, the greater its distance from you. Which makes sense, okay? The farther away something is, it's going to be a greater distance. The closer something is, the less its distance is from you. So if it's a shorter distance to you, it's going to be closer to you. So the closer something is, the shorter its distance is from you. Now this next question might seem a little strange because obviously you guys are at home. So what's farther from you now, your desk or where you live? Okay. So many of you might say your desk is farther from you. The desk that you have at school is going to be farther from you than where you live. But my people in person are going to say that their desk is closer to them than their house. So again, the farther away something is, the greater its distance. The closer something is, the shorter its distance. All right, so if we look at this first question, okay, which is going to have the greatest distance from you? Your house, the moon, the sun, or the North Pole? Which is going to have the greatest distance from you? If you said the sun, you are correct. Okay, which is going to have the shortest is going to be your house. Now, number 2. What do we call the measure of how far away something is? What do we call the measure of how far away something is? Is that time or is that distance? If you said distance, you are correct. All right, guys, so that's it for today. Again, distance is the measure of how far away something is, and distance is our first piece that we need in order to find speed. Tomorrow, we will talk about time, and that's the second piece we need to figure out the speed of something. So I hope this video was helpful. Have a good night. Bye.